Alright, so nobody's following anybody, except for me. Chapter 7, still on this, right triangles and trigonometry. Today's lesson is 7.3. I hope to finish it, but we may not. So we're going to start, and hopefully I'll get through it. We may not. So 7.3, use similar right triangles. Our objective is listed below. Students will be able to analyze special right triangles. Okay? So 7.3 and 7.4 are going to go together. We're going to have a quiz after those two sections. Right? Probably not Friday. You probably won't get there. Nope. Then we have one more little section, then we have tests. We're not going to do the review since we just did the quiz. This is basically what was on your test, using the Pythagorean theorem. We are going to talk about similar right triangles, though. Okay? So similar right triangles. What does similar mean again? Similar. Penny.
Like the same shape, but not the same.
The same shape, but not the same size. I completely agree. Anthony, something to add? They look the same, but they're not exactly the same. Why not exactly? What do you mean by not exactly the same? I agree with you. Yes, the measurement is completely different. So what do we call that if it's getting smaller, Brian? Brian, pay attention. Marshall, what do we call it if it's getting smaller? Reduction. If it's getting bigger? Dilation. Good. All right. Today we're going to talk about similar triangles, but they have to also be right triangles. Okay, and that's why it's in the right triangle chapter. The line segment CD, as you can see the dotted line there, is called the altitude. The altitude goes from the vertex, so the vertex here is C, so the point at C, and it goes down to the line opposite to it, and it forms a right angle. Okay? So the altitude goes from one vertex to the opposite side, and it forms a right angle. Alright? So what does it form with the opposite side? I just told you, my bad. A right angle. If you look at my picture, the altitude forms a total of how many similar right triangles? How many do you see? Raise your hand, please. How many do you see? Gloria?
2.
2. Anybody see 1?
Yeah.
Anybody see 2?
Yeah.
Anybody see more than 2?
Yeah.
3, the whole thing.
3. Devon says the whole thing, and I agree with Devon. That's the hard one to see. So I'm going to outline these.
Oh.
I have my large triangle in red. Everybody see my large triangle?
Yeah.
I have my medium triangle in green. And there's my right angle for my green triangle. And I have my small one in blue. One important thing to notice, since there is a right angle on the left side at point D, it must also be on the right side, so there's a right angle over there as well. So do you see I have 3 separate triangles, and they're all right angles? They all have right angles? Okay? So it forms 3 similar right triangles. Okay, any questions with that first picture?
Do you leave it there? I need to draw.
I will leave it there, but not too long. Remember, it's going to be online.
Okay.
So 3 total similar right triangles. A big one, a medium one, and a small one. To do these problems, we need to identify the 3 similar right triangles with the same orientation. So what we need to do is, once again, I'm going to draw out my 3. If you have colored pencils or highlighters, I recommend you to use them. I'm also going to highlight the right angle there, and my small triangle in blue. Alright? What we're going to do today, and I don't think we're going to finish, what we're going to do today is the first step of the problem solving. So the first step is to draw the three similar right triangles with the right orientation, the same orientation. Orientation means how it's set up. So, for example, I can orient myself to stand upright, or I can orient myself to stand
Landscape.
on the ground. Yeah, so that's a good point too. Portrait or landscape on your printer. And I messed up again. I don't know why this happens. There's red. There's the right angle for red at the top. Green. Right angle for green. And blue. Right angle for blue. Okay? The first step is to draw three separate triangles. We're going to take this and we're going to explode it. We're going to take all the pieces out and we're going to rearrange. So draw a large right triangle. It does not have to be perfect. It's just a sketch for us. Then we draw, what color is my medium triangle?
Green.
Green. So we draw a medium green one. And then you draw a small blue one. Notice that I've drawn them in the same orientation. They're all standing upright with their long side on the left. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Alright? That's the first step. So make sure you have these drawn in your book. Draw them with the correct orientation. Alright? Now, they don't have to be perfect, but they have to be, you know, some sketches. Big, medium, small. Okay? If we look at my big triangle, our next step is to label these. So we've exploded them, and now we need to label them. What are the options for my big triangle? If you look here, we have letter A, letter C, and letter B. Okay? Which one of those, A, C, or B, is my right angle? Darren? C. Correct. Does everybody see the right angle up here? So my C has to go for the right angle. Does that make sense? We're just copying this in a different way off to the side. Now, if you look at my red triangle again on the picture over here, is it further away from A or is it further away from B?
B.
Which one's further from C? I'm sorry, let me rephrase. That was terribly worded. Which point, A or B, is further away from C? A is further away. So A needs to go at the top of this triangle because it's further away. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Javier, you have detention as well. So what's my other point then?
B.
B.
No. Huh?
Because we're looking right now at the red triangle.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay? If you look at the green triangle then, move on to the green triangle. Everybody see the green triangle? What are my letters for the green triangle? Raise your hands, please. Maria? Triangle, what is it? ACD, good. Which one of those is my right angle, Maria? I can't hear you. D. Very good. Some of you may be confused because there is a right angle at C, but that's for the red triangle. We want the right angle for the green one now, so it's at C. Or D, I'm sorry, at D. Excuse me? Yes. Now, the next step is to notice your other 2 points. We have A and we have C. Right? You need to reflect back at your original triangle, the large red one, and note which one matches up. So you note that the C matches up here with the C for my green. However, the right angle is already occupied by D. Does everyone notice that? So that's not going to work. Look at your A, however. A matches up with A for the red one. So therefore, this slot is open. So we need to place the A there. Anthony? Yes, so Anthony is talking about taking the triangle out, rotating it, and moving it over. That's absolutely correct. The problem, though, is this one's pretty easy. It's going to get a little more complicated when they start giving you these in different shapes. Okay? And it becomes a little harder to see as we go on. If you are a visual learner and you like to do it that way, that's absolutely fine. It's easier to make mistakes though that way. Okay? I disagree. If you pull this out and you rotate it, D is going to move to the bottom, and A is going to rotate up to the top. So A we've used, so we have to use C. So C has to go in the only spot left, so C must go right there. Does that make sense? The last one, what's my right angle?
D.
Anthony? I'm sorry, what is my right angle? D, thank you. What are my other options for letters, Gloria? C and B. If you take a look, George, Ben, if you take a look back at your original triangle, C matches up, but once again, that spot is taken by the D for the right angle. If you look at B, B matches up in the bottom right. Is that spot open? So we fill this in with a B. We've used our B, so the only letter left is, and that goes up here. Okay? If you have done these correctly, you should have one letter here and a repeated letter in both of these slots for your right angles. So notice I have a different letter and then two repeated. Patricia, you've got the tension as well. All right? And then you also have a pair that will match up here, and the other pair will match up there. Yes? Excuse me?
When you colored it, I saw a triangle. And for red, I just saw what you said you put the top on the A and the bottom on C. All I saw was when the angle was going to be A, C, B, and the second line in green was going to be A, B, C, and the third one was going to be C. Because I looked at how the angles were shaped and where the letters were placed on it. When you colored it,
So, yes, like I said to Anthony, if you do it visually, it's okay. It's a little bit easier to make mistakes, though. Okay? Guys, that was not very respectful to Darren there, either. There were about 6 different side conversations going on. You wouldn't like that if you were speaking, so please be respectful of your classmates. Okay? The last thing we need to do is to write the similarity statement. The similarity statement, we write the triangle. Can somebody name my first triangle for me, please? Can somebody raise their hand? Ernest? A. Triangle ACB is similar to triangle. What would my next one be named if we follow the same pattern, please? Follow the same pattern, please, Jason? Same pattern? Notice where we went on the first one. A, then C, then B. Follow the same pattern. Very good. ABC is similar to, and then the last one, Gloria? CDB. Notice that the pattern there was top, right angle, right side. Right? Top, right angle, then the right side. Okay? That's all we do for these. Excuse me? Last slide?
one before that.
Nope, you can check it on the internet. Do the next one on your own, please. Work with a partner, please. Work with a partner. I'm going to highlight these for you. Big triangle, the right angle's in the bottom. Green. And blue, but I messed up. There's blue. Draw your 3 separate triangles. Once again, they don't need to be very nice. Who's got my big triangle done? Who's got my big triangle done? Someone I haven't heard from. Lucani? In what order? Where does it go? R is at the top? Which side? The right angle or the not right angle? The not. This one? I disagree. Look at the picture that I've drawn, Lucani. Notice that my red is my right angle. See my right angle in the bottom right corner here? So therefore, where does it need to go? So what letter belongs in this bottom corner here? The T. Very good. And then my other letter is the big triangle. S. Okay? Who has my medium one? Jason. R goes where? Top? Goes where? Why? Because you can see it from the big picture? Okay, notice how I've highlighted it in green over here. There's my right angle. And then what's my other letter? T, very good. Notice that the R matches up with the R from the big one. My last triangle, please, Darren. U for the right angle again. Notice how the U's are repeated. T for the what? I agree. And what's the last one? S. Perfect. Write your similarity statement then. Mauricio?
Like, the first time, put an R and an S. Could you say SPR?
So Mauricio asked a good question. Can I get everybody's attention? He asked, could the R and the S be switched? Technically, yes, as long as you keep it the same order for these. So if you switch the R and the S here, you would also need to switch the R and the T and the T and the S. Okay? So please be careful with that. Mauricio? I would suggest that you use the R here because it's furthest away from the T and it just keeps things nice and orderly. Right? Lucani, Jason. Devon? Devon, do you want to do the similarity? Go ahead.
Triangle RT is triangle RT.
Careful, careful. Oh, yep, look at your order.
RTS.
There you go. RT.
No. RT. No. RT.
So you went top, right, left.
Okay. RTU.
RTU.
Triangle T. RTU is similar to triangle T.
Triangle TSU. There you go. Okay?
What if I did? What if I did?
Alright.
What if I did RTS, RDT?
Perfect.
What if I was
Alright.
Go ahead.
Gotcha. That's fine, as long as you keep the same order. You walk down the triangles in the same direction, that's perfectly fine. Trisha?
do you have to go to triangle? Just to make sure that you get it right when you put it in?
Yes, I want you to do the triangles because it's going to be the first step of the harder part. Evelyn, Leslie, come on. Alright? Guys, much too loud today. Much too loud. Alright, your homework for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want this to be an honors class. We're moving too slow, all right? If you notice, look at all the things I wanted to do. We did 3 and 4 only, okay? If that's the choice you want to make, that's fine. But let's say I'm available to teach it if you're ready to have it. But it seems like people keep interrupting, being rude, etc., and we're not going to get through it. That's fine with me. All right? But I'm going to keep making your assignments less because we didn't get through the things we needed to, okay? Your homework is only 2 problems because that's all we got through today. All right? 7.3, 3 and 4. Huh? Can't hear you. Sadly, no. Alicia? What? Yes. Go talk to someone else. Join her. Father John.